Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is a wonderful day in the corporate neighborhood. Or is it? Welcome to the Elevate Your Corporate Value podcast with Dr. E, where we will have conversations on the topics under the four pillars I feel are critical to employee success in corporate: leadership, engagement, analytics, and performance, aka LEAP. Mastering these will allow you to have wonderful days and to leap in your career. I am Elizabeth Dr. E. Carter, PhD, your corporate elevation and transition strategist and host. I understand the challenges you face as a corporate professional trying to thrive in the workplace. I have the experience and expertise to help you navigate in the corporate world. We will laugh, cry, but most importantly, accumulate tools that will allow you to become more confident, empowered leaders who are valued and respected in the corporate world. Now, I share in the spirit of giving you what I never got, the feedback that would have helped me that I never received. So let's get started. Hello, Elizabeth Dr. E. Carter here. Welcome to the Elevate Your Value Summit and the Elevate Your Corporate Value podcast. I am your host for both. So excited that you are joining us here today. Hope you are having a wonderful day, enjoying the other speakers that you're hearing, and make sure you're taking notes of where you want to continue to elevate your value. I have with me right now one of my co-authors from my anthology, Letters to My Corporate Sisters, Volume 2. That's Volume 2, y'all. Stories of Endurance, Elevation, and Encouragement. We have Willie Mae Starr-White. Welcome, Willie Mae. Please give us a brief introduction about yourself.
Hello, Dr. E. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I am your empathy messenger. I turn uncertainty into silver linings of hope. And I am also a motivational speaker. I have been with Toastmasters for 17 years just to hone in on my skills with communication and personal gain. And I'm also a 5-book seller now, according to you, since we are bestseller.
Yeah.
So I have 5 books out there that are bestseller on Amazon, and it has just truly been an amazing journey because I focus on human resilience. I focus on personal growth and encouragement and overcoming those obstacles that we seem to run into every now and then in the corporate environment. Overall, I am just a woman, a sister just like you, trying to make it in the corporate field. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And I love that. First of all, thank you. I am blessed by you because you were in both books. The first book I did, The Letters, last year, and you had more stories to share. So I tell you, my Elevate Your Value audience, you probably have multiple stories of your struggle. And I thank you, Willie Mae, for sharing different stories. And I'm sure you have a Rolodex of stories of the challenges, the barriers, when you had to speak up, when you didn't speak up. So I appreciate you. And so when you think about, this empowerment and this personal development and the journey, what really drew you to say, this is my platform. This is what I want to do to help other women, especially in corporate?
The reason I chose this platform was for inspiration for women. A lot of we go through life and we don't have that confidence that we should have, especially going into the corporate field, especially when you don't have that experience and you go into the corporate field. So I focus on strengthening women. I have been an advocate for so many women at work, and it's because they have been afraid to speak up. They have been scared that they're going to be fired. But I encourage authenticity. I encourage you being yourself. But I also encourage you willing to change. You have to be willing just to change a little bit to adjust to your environment.
Mm, I hear that. Be ready for change. Be willing to change. Change is inevitable ultimately, and we can't fight it. As
No.
much as we think that being authentic means not changing, it really you need to change in order to maintain your authenticity. So I love that. I love that. So tell the world about a time when you didn't feel valued. What was the situation and how did you feel?
I can give you a copious amount of times when I didn't feel valued in the corporate and setting at work. But a more specific and detailed time was when I was in a meeting and I was constantly being talked over. Now, of course, I was the only woman of color. And I just got so fed up with people gaslighting me and talking over me. They would steal my ideas and try to turn it around as if it was their idea. And I just got tired of it. But the only thing is, when I finally spoke up, I did it without tact. I really wasn't professional about it. So it backlashed on me a little bit. But you learn from your experiences.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're right. A lot of times we think with our mouth first and not our brain. And it's a shame that there are sometimes it's pure emotion, it's pure adrenaline, and we don't even think about it till it's already gone. So it
Yes.
really is, how do we, of course, get better at that? But it does take some
Mm-hmm.
learning, some time, some, tooling, if you will. So I thank you for that. So let's talk about the opposite. Let's talk about a time or event, even a conversation where you were valued.
I have been with a law firm, a very prestigious law firm for 13 years. And when you're with a company for that long, you can get caught up in just day to day routine, not trying to develop your skill sets, your career, or anything. And when you have your manager come to you because they want to develop you, and this is where I'm talking about change comes in, because a lot of us don't want to take the classes, but sometimes we need to take those classes to try to, they always say you need to smooth the edges a little bit. Sometimes there is validity to that. And we have to be true with ourselves and open to understand the suggestion and to act on it and to accept that suggestion from your boss, your manager, HR. And once you take these development classes, your behavior, your everything just smooths out. You learn so many different skill sets and how to handle things and how to talk. They give you basic skill sets on how to manage difficult people. So you're learning so many processes. So you're not losing yourself. You're not losing your authentic self. You are smoothing out those edges to become a shinier person that you can become.
I love that. Do you want to be the coal or do you want to be the diamond?
I want to be the diamond.
That's right. Yes, listen to that, my audience. You all want to be the diamond, but there may need to be some smoothing that you need to realize. And I always laugh because there's probably certain, and I know it happens to me all the time, there's certain things you're always told and you keep ignoring it. Yeah, they'll know what they're talking about. But if you hear it a lot from different people, take heed because what they are seeing and letting you know about is what other people are thinking and not telling you. So appreciate the people who have said, here's where I see some opportunity.
Mhm.
Here are some areas that you can go to take care of that. Take a class, a training. If you're worried about public speaking, join Toastmasters, which both Willie Mae and I are heavily involved in. Just do it. You'll be blessed further by being involved in those programs than you would ever believe. You might just go in for one little tweak, but as Willie Mae just said, you learn a lot more, things you didn't realize, learning from other people, what they've been through. So you're grabbing nuggets from multiple people. I love that. I love that. So because you are the empathy messenger, love that. What do people come to you for? What's the most common problem that people say, well, Willie Mae's your person, go see Willie Mae?
It's a, it's amazing how we strengthen each other. Sisters, there are so many of my coworkers that come to me because they need strength. They need strengthening. And because I'm noticing that they don't have that core courage, they don't have that self-confidence in them. And I'm noticing that there is a conflict there. So I focus on encouraging resilience. I focus on positivity. I focus on a positive image and showing them their worth and their value. And then I coach them and motivate them to go back in there and try it out again because we don't give up no matter what the circumstance is, because we get judged so harshly on a daily basis. And oh my goodness, do it take effect on your self-confidence. But you know what, ladies? We show up and we show out. And that's just what we do. You don't allow them to make you feel that you were hurt by what they said. Their judgments were so cruel that you can't continue to go on. No. You show them your value by showing up the next day and showing them that nothing you said affected me because I know I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Come on now.
I love that. And it's a shame because we're seeing, a lot of women, especially in corporate, quit, leave, take their own
Yeah.
life. And it's so interesting about how do we let it get that far? And for me, I'm like, but they're such a beautiful person. They had so much talent, so much skill. Just because this company did not value you, there's another company that will. So
Yes.
I love the fact that actually you've been at your company 13 years and you're still going strong. A lot of times when you get that far into the organization, sometimes you get forgotten. Sometimes to say, oh, she's not leaving, she's not going anywhere. But I love how you continue to empower other women when they see you as a guide, a leader. And I love that. Thank you so much for that. And we think about also like our ancestors, they
Mhm.
went through far worse, but they made it through. So
They-
I love that you are here to be that next for those coming behind us. I really, really appreciate that. So, what are some things that women can do to elevate their value in the workplace?
Dr. E, every woman, every sister, every corporate sister needs a facial. Now, I don't mean going to the salon, sisters. I mean fostering self-love and confidence, acknowledging our unique beauty, celebrating diversity and inclusion, implementing body positivity, affirming our worth, and leading by example. We need facials.
I love that. Y'all heard that little acronym there for facial? Say that again, Willie Mae. Somebody might have had to go get their pen and paper to write that down.
Yes. Foster self-love and confidence. Acknowledge our unique beauty. Celebrate diversity and inclusion. Implement body positivity. Affirm your worth and lead by example. Get the facial.
All right. I love it. Yes, this is not about going ahead and getting those, your hairs pulled and your eyebrows trimmed up. This is deep stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to share? And how can someone get in contact with you if they need help with their facial?
You can contact me by the empathy messenger at gmail.com. And also Willie Mae Starr-White on LinkedIn. The last thing I would like to leave with you is show up. Show up and show them how resilient you are. One of the things that I also have found, Dr. Carter, is that sometimes we don't realize that we have conquered obstacles. We still stuck, but we already went past it, and we don't even realize that we did it. And there's someone else that needs to come to you and tell you, but you did it. You overcame that. You're still here. And it just, those little reminders, and that's where I come in as your empathy messenger. I am able to see those silver liners and show you how far you have come. Show you those obstacles that you have crushed already. And start working on new ones. Thank you, Dr. E, for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, Willie Mae. Thank you. Elevate your value audience. You heard that. I know people are still writing down facial and thinking about what pieces do they need. Oh, I love that. Well, I thank you so much for your time, Willie Mae. Again, appreciate you being part of my anthology, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Those of you out in the audience, if you haven't gotten the book yet, please go ahead and get the book. She has two, just one, but two stories in the book. Letters to My Corporate Sisters, Volume 2. So you go ahead and get your copies if you haven't. And we appreciate you out here in the Elevate Your Value audience. Please enjoy the rest of the summit and the podcast, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much, Willie Mae. That is our topic and conversation for today. I am Elizabeth Dr. E. Carter, PhD, your host. Thank you so much for joining me for the Elevate Your Corporate Value podcast with Dr. E. Please like, share what you've heard today, and please tune in for our next episode. Thank you and have a great morning, great afternoon, and great evening.